Hi guys! Today I'm going to show you how to make stuffed zucchini. It's vegetarian and vegan. It's pretty much the end of summer and there's plenty of zucchini everywhere. And this is a great recipe to use up a couple of zucchini. All the ingredients and measurements are right below in the description section. I'm using 4 medium zucchini, red bell pepper, which is also in season now, tomatoes, mushrooms. I'm using baby bellas. You can use white button or another variety. Yellow onion, couple of garlic cloves, fresh basil, and fresh flat leaf parsley. You can use just one or both. We'll also need some olive oil and a little garlic powder and chili flakes if you'd like. For the topping, I like to use panko breadcrumbs. They're light, crispy, and have a little bit more texture than the regular breadcrumbs. Of course, you can substitute regular breadcrumbs if that's all you have. Trim the ends off the zucchini and cut it in half lengthwise. We'll scoop out the middle A teaspoon works nicely for this. You just want to leave a little bit of the shell, just enough to hold the stuffing. These are normal size zucchini. I'm sure some of you have giant ones in your garden. Sometimes we forget to pick them and they get really big. They can get a little overdone and very seedy, so this is a good recipe to use the extra large zucchini. Just leave this flesh on the end so it holds in all the stuffing. You don't have to waste this. You can put it in zucchini bread or zucchini muffins. Of course, you can saute this and put it in the stuffing, but it's going to turn out to be a lot of stuffing. You'll have extra left over, and you can use that to just mix with some cooked pasta or bake it separately. We'll cut up all the vegetables. Everything should be diced small. For the mushrooms, just pop the stems off. Chop the stems and the caps into small pieces. The tomato should be seeded, otherwise there's going to be too much juice in the filling. Right into my compost bowl. Now that all the vegetables are prepped, we'll saute them. Heat up a pan and add a few tablespoons of olive oil. Add the onions. The onions just need to be translucent. We're not looking to brown anything. After a minute, add the garlic. Let that cook for about 30 seconds. Add the peppers and the mushrooms. A little salt, red chili flakes, saute for about 2 minutes. I like to add a little bit of dried oregano. There's just a little bit of liquid from the mushrooms in the pan. Pretty much all evaporated. Add the tomatoes. And turn the heat up. Taste and add more salt or chili flakes if you want to. A little more salt. A tiny bit of liquid is okay in the pan, but it should not be sitting in a pool of liquid. Add the chopped parsley and basil. Again, the herbs you use are optional and you can use whatever you have in the pantry. Dried thyme or oregano and fresh parsley and basil. Our stuffing is ready. We'll just let it cool a bit. In the meantime, mix the breadcrumbs with some olive oil. It'll make a nice crispy topping. Now I'm just using plain panko. You can also buy the already seasoned panko or just add your own seasonings like dried herbs. Today I'm not adding any cheese. If you want to add cheese, grate some Parmesan and mix it in with the breadcrumbs. While the filling's cooling, heat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit or 232 degrees Celsius. I'm going to use a baking sheet lined with parchment to cook the zucchini. Brush the parchment with a little bit of oil. Season the zucchini with a little salt, garlic powder, and ground black pepper. Stuff each zucchini with the filling. Just distribute the filling evenly. Just a tiny bit left. The filling is just the right amount. I used up all the filling, so there's no extra, there's no waste. You can definitely add the zucchini flesh that you scooped out to the filling, mix that in, add some more salt, pepper, and seasonings, and use that if you have a lot more zucchini to fill. But for the 4 medium zucchini, this amount of filling is perfect. Top with the breadcrumbs. Most of the zucchini are just lying perfectly flat, but if you have a big one like this, you can always cut a little bit off the bottom end so it sits perfectly flat. I'm not that picky, so it's all right. Since I'm using breadcrumbs and it already has olive oil in it, I didn't oil the zucchini before I stuffed it. But if you don't want to use the breadcrumbs, if you're just going to use the stuffing, then before you stuff it, brush the zucchini on the sides with some olive oil. Bake in the heated oven for about 20 minutes. It's been 20 minutes, the zucchini is cooked and the top is golden brown. Take a knife and insert it into the zucchini. These are done. These zucchini are just medium size to maybe a little bit smaller. If you're using really big zucchini, the cooking time is going to be longer. But of course you don't want the breadcrumbs to brown. So if you're using very large zucchini, what I would suggest is after you cut it in half and scoop out the flesh, brush with some olive oil, sprinkle some salt and pepper, and put it cut side down on a hot pan. Sear it just for a few minutes so the zucchini gets a little soft. Then you can stuff it and put it in the oven. This way you can make sure that the zucchini will be cooked and the topping will be golden brown and not burnt. These are young and tender zucchini, so they'll cook fast. It's really tasty and hearty, especially for a vegetarian and vegan dish. You're definitely not going to miss the meat with this recipe. I hope you guys like this recipe and give it a try. Subscribe and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.